Hello, how y'all doing today? I hope everyone had a great week since the last time we talked. This is another episode of Natural as F. I'm your host, Frazier. I'm a certified holistic practitioner, a certified nutrition practitioner dealing in natural hygiene. We've been teaching holistic health for over close to 10 years now, teaching a more natural approach to natural hygiene or to holistic health. You know, there's many different types of health out here, but we practice natural health. You got some people will say that they'll heal you with medicine. They call medical doctors. And you got people who say they'll heal you with herbs. Those are herbal doctors. You got other people have their own modalities, their own treatments. So they tell you that they can heal you with those type of modalities. Ours is a more natural one. We tell you that your body heals itself. You're the only healer that can allow your body to heal, but you have to have the right conditions for healing. You have to be in the right environment for your body to be healed. You can get in touch with us in Savannah. We have an office here. Our number is 912-227-9335. We want to thank the ATR Media platform for allowing us to have this show, Natural as F, where we can show you how to become natural as F, where you can start feeling better, where you can regenerate your body back to health. I want you to go to ATR Media and share that page with many friends that you have on your Facebook. If you're listening to us on YouTube, become a subscriber and tell other people about ATR Black Media. And look for our show every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, where we'll be teaching you unadulterated way. Let's use that word, unadulterated. It hasn't been watered down with anything. We're not trying to give you anything to put into your body except for those things that are required by nature. Air. We can't sell you the air. All we can do is show you how to properly obtain the freshest air where your body can regenerate itself to the best degree. We're going to give you the best materials in car building. We're going to give you the best materials in house building. We're going to give you the best materials that's needed for whatever product you're trying to create. And in this situation, we're trying to create a great human body. All right. So the things that is required for a great human body are those conditions that we teach you about in natural hygiene. Now, a lot of people talk about fresh air, but they don't know how to acquire it, and they don't know how to pay attention to conditions in their environment that allow for unclean air pollutants to be circulating, and they go unaware because they're so used to it, or it's so common in the day and time, like colognes. Colognes is a thing that a lot of people wear because they want to smell good. But unbeknown to them, that scent is getting into their orifices and obstructing their lungs and irritating it and causing issues. Now, it don't kill you outright. The first time you spray yourself, it might make you cough and sneeze and all type of stuff, but you pay that no attention. You just go on just smelling like sprayed on whatever, scents that you be using. Now, here also, we have it where, most practitioners or most doctors, even medical doctors, tell you, hey, you need to drink more water, but they don't tell you what type of water to drink or where to get your water. Where's the best source of water can be found? And this is where natural hygiene, we go delve all the way down into proper understanding. We want to make sure that you understand properly way to get the freshest, how to acquire the freshest air, how to, acquire the cleanest, purest water. We talk about getting sunlight. You don't hear much practitioners teaching you about the benefits of sunlight. You don't hear much about a doctor telling you you have low vitamin D. Go out there and get some sun. No, he's going to prescribe you some type of vitamin D pill. Same with an herbalist or naturopathic practitioner, or something of that nature. They tend to look for, you'll say, not normal means to acquire and regenerate health back into your body. So we're going to teach you the natural means. And we're going to always share that information with you here on Natural is Health. If you come to us and we help you through our practice at Savannah Natural Health, you know, those things, or if you even read our book, we have books available on Amazon, where you can learn about holistic health in your own time. And it's through the way where we show you studies of how we were able to help individuals lose 20 pounds in every 30 days. We got information on how to properly conduct the fast and how to break it, what to expect during the fast. We also have information on the cause of disease. What's causing your disease? You know, I don't want to. I was telling a guy just the other day, you know, I can come up to him and grab his leg and start twisting it, and he's going to feel pain. He's going to have pain from me twisting his leg. Now, that pain can be taken care of two ways, you know. One way, I can give him some painkiller, you know, and he won't feel me twisting his leg. But that's going to be steadily causing damage to his leg as I twist and I pull on that leg. Or I could just stop twisting his leg, and his leg will heal, and the pain would disappear, and he'll have no problem. But if I keep on twisting and he keep taking pain pills, that's not going to correct. That's not the cause. The cause of his pain is me twisting that leg. You know, so the removal of the cause is better than palliating or suppressing the symptoms of pain. So it's a better way to look at our disease situations by looking at the cause, digging down into the cause. Now, we had a great show that we were talking about last week, and we're going to finish up talking about that in just a minute. We're going to bring up some of those headlines of apoptosis. We're going to show you about the following science over knowing science. Don't just follow any science. There's many sciences out here, you know. You got or these people who call themselves science. They call themselves science, but it'd be a bunch of theories. It's not sound. It's not in the books. You remember we showed you the books, you know, where you can actually look at the physiology, medical physiology, and you know, some of the other books that we got laid out here that I can refer to help you know science. You got to know science for yourself. You're not just followed by any, if you don't know something, you'll be carried away by anything. You know, anybody come there bapping at the gums, you're gonna follow their information if you're not rooted in true science. True scientists are laughing at what's going on in the world today. They know better. They know the craziness in these masks wearing, the craziness in this hand sanitizing, which is just making our bodies more toxic and poisonous. Because if we think about it, every time we sit in there putting those hand sanitizer, and believe me, I know a lot of people have these habits. I'm not attacking anyone. All I'm doing is trying to, elicit some type of, you'll say, awareness to you where you can save yourself from the issues that you're suffering from. Think about it. We're putting out this information freely out here on ATR Media. Now, we do have a Cash App at the bottom that we would love for you to, donate money to this whole platform, not to just my show. It's a whole platform that's helping the community, helping those who listen, even worldwide, about some conditions that is plaguing our community and helping us rise out of that low awareness or that low conscious state or those issues that's plaguing us. Now, my show is pretty much going to show you how to become more aware of self when it comes to, living a healthier lifestyle, how to produce a healthier lifestyle without medicine. That's the key thing that we gonna say our show differs from other people's shows. Now, you got people talk about health, sure, But do they talk about it without using medicine, without using herbs, without having to use some type of treatments? We could have had a banner going up there talking about, yeah, get the latest concoction Dr. Frazier has came up with, to try to, elicit some selling. And we have it off the hooks, people calling us, send us that new potion you got. Send us that new concoction. I heard you got a pill to help me go to sleep. We'll take something quick, from our awareness. We into the awareness that we got to take something to heal our body. But what if it's a don't take, it's a don't do nothing system? How you doing, Mr. Mike? Glad to see you up here. Always glad to see familiar faces on our show, and got repeat coming that know that we got some type of information that is beneficial. Continuously come and learn the ways of health. We can change our awareness. That's what we're doing. Awareness wake ups, awareness changes, where people can know the true conditions, the true means for health. Because like I said, there's a lot of different modalities, modes of correcting health issues. But there's only one that is sound and not perverted with different, we're going to call it voodooistic or superstitional. We put in our beliefs in an outside source. Something magically is going to correct our issues if we just take it day by day, take it in a certain dosage. That's the form of medication. I don't care if it's a medical approach or herbal approach. And then a lot of our information, if we notice when we go in, and a lot of people might think that what I'm saying now is going to bash a lot of the information that we've been told about remedies, herbs, supplements taken, old wives' fables and stuff like that, folklore about how to, preserve health by finding something, like God put something out there and hidden in nature. If we can only just find it, we can utilize it to correct our health issue. Like he actually made something for every disease. Like he knew it was going to be this disease, and he planted it out there in nature somewhere for us to one day stumble across it and get ourselves to start taking it. It didn't even come with no prescriptions or anything like that. It's just sitting out there for us to just utilize. Man, since he started getting sick and forgot about his own body healing, been prescribing his health to different supplements and different things, even though his body was still healing in spite of the Band-Aid. Some people think Band-Aids cure wounds or heal wounds, but they're like, hey, see, the wound is gone. I had a Band-Aid over it, and now the wound is gone. So we say, oh, the Band-Aid healed the wound. Now, we got some individuals who don't wear Band-Aids, and their wounds still heal. So wounds heal with or without Band-Aids. So how can we prescribe the healing to the Band-Aid? You got diseases out here that yield to not anything. You don't have to do anything. It's yield to fasting. That's why you can use a leave to get rid of a headache. You can use Tylenol to get rid of a headache. You got all these different so-called different medicines that so-called do the same thing. And you got certain medicines that cure all things, but it's not curing. It's the body is there. That's the thing about it. Who's there when Tylenol is there? Well, the body. Who's there when ibuprofen is there? Well, the body is there. The body is the common denominator at all healing. It's always present. Whereas all these other so-called medicines, herbs, supplements, treatments, those things don't have to be present every time, and the individual still get healthy. So how can we say that these things are producing health if the body is becoming healthy when these things are absent? So it gotta be another, you say, it gotta be something else that's producing health. And that something else is the body. These cells are some very smart cells that have come together and banded together and became this bigger organism. Remember, we talked about this last week, where the cell is like a city within itself. It's like a living organism in itself. It got all type of membranes. It got lysosomes. It got ribosomes, and it got vesicles. It got all type. I'm reading out of the anatomy, the human body book right now. You know, you got nucleoplasm, you got nuclear membranes, you got cytoskeleton, you got cytoplasm, you got microtubules. And I don't really talk about most of this scientific word. A lot of people say, well, what is all that stuff? But those are different parts of your cells. Each one of those parts have banded together to make the cell. They're in unison to make the cell. Just like a car. A car is not just a car, it's a whole bunch of parts that have been placed together to create this vehicle or this thing that you can drive around and do all type of stuff and play the radio and wipe the windshield wiper, you know, pop the trunk and you know, have seats in the back, have a motor up front, you know, have a gas tank up under. All these play a part in you just getting in there, cranking that boy up and going around. So the cell is made up of a whole bunch of parts too. Now all those cells are band together as well that make a car lot. All these cars come together to make a car lot, you know. So all these cells come together and make a body, and they stick together. These cells, they stick together to create this big old organism. They look like me, you know. So first of all, you got these cells. These cells, they create organs. All right, they come together and create an organ. You get a bunch of kidney cells, create the kidney. You got a group of lung cells, create lungs. So this one lung cell ain't going to help you be able to get enough oxygen and get rid of enough carbon. But when you have trillions of lung cells, then you can exchange huge amounts of carbon for oxygen. All right, so you get oxygen and you release a lot of carbon. You know, when you have digestive cells that have banded together and they create a system that digests and processes food and gets rid of waste and lets toxins be eliminated out throughout the colon, and then you have a bowel movement. Now that takes a differentiation of cells, different from the lung. You got to have different cells in the digestive tract that differ from the lungs. Because if you had lung cells in the digestive tract, it won't digest food. It'll be breathing air in your stomach. So you got to have differentiation going on. A kidney cell can't be breathing, you know. So you got to have cells that were designed to do what kidneys do. That's the differentiation of the cell. I know a lot of us learned this in science class in our 5th grade science block, or our 9th grade science block, if we paid attention, if we didn't go to sleep. Some of us put our head on the desk when it was time for us to have science class. A lot of us, we also was pretty much going out to the to the cafeteria, hanging out there, or just straight out just missing class when it came to teaching science. But we have to know our science if we don't want to be carried away with medical foolishness. And I say medical because they are the prevailing modality right now. A lot of people are so into the medical because they do have these mechanisms. They're the greatest magicians right now. You go to them suffering with high blood pressure, then they're going to magically get rid of that high blood pressure by giving you some blood pressure medicine. Now, did they correct your blood pressure? No. All they did was suppress or palliated it, covered it up. That's all they did. They covered it up. But the cause was never identified and the cause was never corrected. So that's why we go there with a minor case of high blood pressure. And by the time 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, we have a dreaded case, a chronic condition going on with blood pressure, or it has change into a whole nother disease. Not only do we have high blood pressure now, we got high blood pressure with high cholesterol issue and with diabetes now. And if those things are not corrected and the cause is not identified, but it's just dosed up with treatments, given insulin and all these other so-called medicines we're put on, then you adopt or you'll say change or progress to an even worse condition. Now we got arthritis in our joints. Now we have gangrene going on in limbs, because all this sugar has suppressed the body. All this blood pressure has blocked circulation, and cholesterol has blocked circulation. Now no blood circulation through the body. And the blood that's circulating through the body is got high levels of concentration of sugar in it. So all these conditions are the result of our palliation, all our suppressing of our lower conditions, our first cry, our first cough, our first sneeze. We didn't let it keep on sneezing out. We suppress it. I don't want to sneeze all day long. We're going to stop that sneezing. I'm going to take a sinus medicine. I don't want to have diarrhea. So I'm going to take something to bound up my cold. I don't want to be bound. So I'm going to take something to force action, to force a diarrhea. Now think about that. Doctors give you diarrhea in one case, and then they constipate you in another case with their medicine. So the only way that they can cure one disease is by causing another. Every so-called drug or treatment suppresses metabolic function. You have to actually create a disturbance in the human body to suppress or palliate a disease. You got to dumb the body down to not feel pain. You got to numb the nervous system. You got to cripple the nervous system where it's not able to detect pain, trauma. But this is shocking your body. It's weakening the body. So we have to look at disease in a total different way. Now, we're about to be coming up to the half mark of this show, and as promised, I wanted to finish up some of the stuff that we were talking about last week. Know your science. Get away from following science. That's the parakeet phrase right now. Follow the science. Follow the science. Some people don't even know what science is. They just sounding like the bird, the parakeet, walking by you. Follow the science. Follow the science. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Sounding like parakeet. You say, why? Why should I wear mask? Oh, because the science says so. Well, what does the science say? That's follow the mask. Like, what? What are you talking about? I seen with one lady. She was a what's called a respiratory therapist, and they know that you should not block your airways. You don't even want to block your vents in the house, because it impedes airflow. Mom say, "Hey man, get that shirt off the thing. You're blocking my air. Get that shirt off the fan. You're blocking the air." So you impede airflow when you have these masks on, but that's the science. It's stupid science, but we are unaware of how stupid it sounds. That's the word I'm using here. A lot of people might get offended at me saying, hey, because we're wearing it and that's what we believe. So it's like, hey, is he calling me stupid? Like I said, we're naturalists F. You know what I mean? So here it is. I'm going to give you the bare understanding about how to stop you from suffocating yourself. Come on, take the pillow off your face. We got to pay attention now. We got to use more sense here to block our airflow. Now, you had some guy talking, and I don't want to call no name because, might get pulled over tomorrow or something. I don't know. Might get beat, bust across the head by some of his gang members. But we're not going to call any name. But been said that he around here forcing people to, use masks and stuff, but said he's not using masks himself. And the response was, well, I was eating. can't use mask while I'm eating, duh. And at the same time, you're still, why, when we go in the restaurant, we can take the mask off. We could be congregated in this environment, in these closed walls with people, but we got to walk in with the mask from outside where, it's fresh air at. And then we walk inside of a building, and I can't order my food unless I have a mask on. But then I can take it off right after that and start drinking and eating for the next 30 minutes, breathing all over the place, walking to the bathroom, all type of different stuff. That makes no sense. If masks were the thing that needed to, you'll say, keep us healthy, then we need to get some real gas masks that deliver oxygen to us while we got these on. Even though I wouldn't suggest that either. Natural is up here. See, me myself, and according to natural hygiene, we don't believe that viruses cause disease. We believe bad habits. You're sitting there eating dead flesh, but you're talking with a mask on. You take the mask off and eat some dead food. All right, you drink some toxic drinks and you put the mask back on. Oh, I'm protecting myself. No, you're not. If you can keep that mask on when it's time to eat and don't put that bad food in your mouth, then you're protecting yourself, even though you're still impeding your air oxygen. So that don't make sense to us. When you're saying that, hey, I just need you to have the mask on to order, but from then on, you can take the mask off. You don't have to have the mask on then. You gotta think about it. Does that make sense? We're gonna say it's kind of stupid. Here again, are we calling you stupid? I'm not calling anyone stupid. The mentality, the awareness that we're in is a ignorant mentality. If you notice, it was a debate not too long ago where the guy was talking about that God was his healer. I agree with him because God is within and the body will heal itself. There's no need for vaccines. There's no need for medicines or different type of treatments. You got to become obedient to the natural conditions of health. This body was made perfect. Matter of fact, you read in the Bible, for those who are Christians, you can go to the Bible and see that apostosaries were hated by God. Especially if you read about the one in 2 Kings where it said that one of the kings, I don't know if his name was Asa, I believe it was Asa or something like that, where he, instead of listening to God to allow his body to heal naturally, he put all his trust in the apothecary. And it said he died from some type of damage to his leg or feet. Probably had gangrene, gout, and all type of stuff going on. So here it is, the apothecary, these doctors and stuff like that, they take you away from the true ways of health. A doctor is really just an educator, if you look at it, but when you put medical in front of the doctor, now it's an educator of medicine. If you put herbal in front of him, then he become a teacher of herbs. So you got to be careful when you say, oh, this is a doctor. Well, what type of doctor is it? All right. So you got the medical doctor who practice medicine. You got the herbal doctor who practice herbs. You got the chiropractor who practice, manipulation on the spines and, on the bony structure and all this stuff. They want to adjust you for a disease. You got lung problems from smoking. You can keep on smoking, but let's adjust your spine and it will correct your lung cancer. Or let's adjust your spine. Adjusting the spine corrects everything, according to them. Let me just press on your back. And one quick jerk, snap your neck real quick. And we're going to get rid of the kidney problem. We're going to get rid of the diabetes. We're going to get rid of all these issues that man is suffering from with the stick of a needle. If I could put a needle in every joint area, I can just stick you with a whole bunch of needles all throughout your body in the form of this so-called puncture. I don't want to attack anybody profession, but some of this stuff, you know, would sound stupid, and you would say, hey, am I calling you stupid? I'm not going to call anybody stupid, like I said. But the awareness of what those modalities are doing is out of ignorance. You know, and ignorance is what's producing our sickness. Say that we suffer and die. This is what the Bible says now, out of ignorance. If the people would just listen, you know what I mean, and change their ways, they'll be healed. If you just listen that you need to eat different, stop eating what these folks telling you to eat. They're just keeping you readily available to come to them. If they can keep you on that fat back, if they can eat you eating them collard greens with neck bones and pigtails in there, they can keep clients coming for diabetes medicine, insulin. They can keep you coming where they can keep you on high blood pressure medicine. They got to keep them beds filled, just like they keeping the prisons filled with all these dumb codes and all these dumb statues that they're placing on people. You know you can't kill yourself. You know you can't smoke. You can't do anything in your own self. And we're going to charge you and throw you in jail for it. These same people are keeping beds made for prisons. Now, these medical doctors is keeping hospital beds filled by keeping the dumb knowledge out there. Just come to us. Don't worry about what you're eating. We'll medicate you when you start suffering from it. Don't worry about what you're drinking. Matter of fact, come to us in the hospital. We're going to give you some toxic food. We're going to give you some toxic drinks. We're not going to give you fresh air. We're not going to allow you to get sunlight. Matter of fact, we're going to make sure that you're in the unnatural light. We're going to be circulating toxic air around. We're going to think that we're filtering it. You know, our thought of cleanliness is by adding poison to it, like we said about the water. If you looked at the show that we did on the drinking water, you know, I'm gonna tell you, it might sound stupid, but when we look at that tap water smells like chloride, like we're drinking bleach. You know, and it got a bunch of other different poisons inside there as well. You know, you're not supposed to be drinking chlorine, but that's what's in our water. You look it up. You know, no one's saying anything. It's like, you know, yeah, we hear that we see it. We can see it with our own eyes that say chlorine is poisonous and it should not be ingested. And the toxicity of chlorine poisoning is respiratory issues, people. It's respiratory issue. Is that not what most of the world is suffering from? And this is the science of the day that says that we clean water by adding chlorine to it to kill the germs in it? That's the science. And that's the science we're following. And we're suffering, and we don't know how to know that the science of today is what's keeping us suffering. Our leaders, our educators, our doctors are, I'm not going to say stupid, I'm just going to say unaware. They're ignorant to what true health is. Now, there's some of the so-called gurus, because they can stitch up a wound. Hey, kudos to you. I love that you can stitch up stuff. Miss Mobley says, Miss, I'm not sure, but Terry Mobley. Let's just say it like that. I don't eat. Well, thank you first of all for coming to our show and always being a part of it, because I see your name as well a lot, and thank you for coming and listening. You say I don't eat that stuff, veggies and fruits, fish. I drink water only, nothing else. My physician made it plain and said the exact same thing you're saying. Great. You got some of them that are said should not be ingested. Yeah, you got certain doctors that's now becoming aware of it because it took years of us putting it out there. My physician is Dr. Northo. It's amazing. Oh, I am Miss Terry. All right. Well, good. I'm glad I said it right, Miss Terry. All right. So thank you so much. Yeah, you got some of these doctors that are now expressing a lot of the information that we've been fussing about for quite a while. You know, but like I said, most of them still don't tell you exactly what type of water to drink, the cleanest water, you know. which is distilled water. How to properly take in your fruits and vegetables, eating raw fruits and vegetables, eating it in the right combination. So, and then, like I said, they still tend to sometimes prescribe that medicine, or at most times prescribe that medicine that you can't see the real conditions of the body. But any medical doctor who is abandoned his medical, because some of our natural hygienists used to be medical doctors. You know, we studied a little bit about medicine, and we studied the herbs. We were herbalists before we came into this knowledge of natural hygiene. So a lot of us used to do that type of stuff, and some of us are abandoning it. You know, one of the greatest of all hygienists was a medical man. Well, some of them, you know, like Dr. Herbert Shelton, Dr. Tilden, all those doctors were, they had, in their years of practice, they, you'll say, migrated from the medical field because they see that the medicine was actually destroying their patients. And only when they gave them placebos of water, you know what I mean, changed their habits, their diet, and put them out into the sun and gave them rest, they started seeing rejuvenation in those patients. So this is way, you know, the more a doctor is in tune with natural hygiene, the healthier and safest route that an individual is going to be when it comes to regenerating and maintaining their body to optimum health levels. You know, you got certain chiropractors that actually talks about eating proper, but they still want to, you know, crack your back. You know, oh, you're welcome. You're so much welcome. Ms. Houston say, how about alkaline water? We, if you go back to our show on what should we be drinking, we did a show that talks all about the water supply. But alkaline water is not ideal too. That's just spring water or mineral water. It's just a different name now. But mineral water is actually not the ideal for human intake. The body got to clean out all that inorganic material out before it can actually utilize the water. Mike said, I'm trying, my brother, but it's hard as H. You're always saying it's hard as H. Doing these things you advise, but I'm trying. It's really, if you look at it from a different aspect, you'll see that it's really easier to be healthy. It's actually hard to keep hurting yourself. It's hard for you to keep stepping on a nail. You know, it's easy to keep your foot off the nail, bro. It's hard to keep beating yourself in the head, you know, or jabbing yourself in the stomach. Those are some hard things to do. So if you twist that thing around, you can see that it takes a lot of practice to kill yourself. It takes a lot of practice to abuse yourself. You don't have to do anything. It's actually easy. Just lay there and just sleep, you know. And when you start eating more fruits and vegetables, you're going to see how delicious they taste and see what you've been missing, and your energy levels are going to be through the roof. You're going to say, why haven't I been doing this? Why haven't I been going to sleep? Now I feel amazing when I get up. I have this energy where I'm down here bouncing around like a child again. People are going to say you're a child too. You're gonna have when the last time you had that will to just go off skipping, that you see little kids just skipping around. They just got so much energy. You be out there like, why they sit their little bad self down? But that's energy. That's vitality. We don't have that no more because ours is being drained away. We got leakage going on because we have so many energy robbers. We did a show on that too. That's why I tell you, you got to come here to ATR Media and check out our shows every Tuesday. We have shows explaining different aspects of hygiene. It's not just one thing about food. You know, some people say, okay, I changed my eating now. I should be healthy now. No, it's a whole bunch of different aspects towards health that must be identified. And everyone got issues that is not aligning them with health. See, there's a map to health. You know, that map is fresh air, sunlight. You know, you got eating properly, drinking properly, going to sleep properly. You know, maintaining normal temperature. All those 10 ways of health you keep hearing us talk about, our 10 commandments of health: fresh air, sunlight, ideal food, staying away from toxic people, keeping the will to live, our 10 commandments of hygiene. That's the way to health. Anything that you are out of alignment, if you're not eating right, you weaken your body to a certain extent. Now, you might not feel it outright because you're breathing good, you're exercising, you're staying away from toxic people, you're keeping the will to live. So you got 9 of the 10 correct. So you won't feel that much of a strain. But when you start adding more of these conditions and you stop eating right, you stop drinking right, you're not exercising anymore, you're going to see a change in your health a little more drastically. When you have stress coming on you, you got people around you that is toxic, man, you're about to see some issues going on with your body. So when you take yourself out of alignment with health, then you suffer disease. When you get back in line, you see what health is again. You regenerate and restore your body back to health. The body don't have all these drainages on it. If you got this lifestyle that's draining you of your finances, you get out and start spending, you start buying cars, traveling the world, and buying expensive food and expensive clothes, you're draining your finances. And you're becoming broke. All you have to do is get back in the line and buying, moderately your clothes, moderately your food, vacations moderately. Get in balance. And your finances will either be stable or it will grow. So you can get health back where it can be stable, or you can grow your health back to optimal health. But it's going to come with you getting totally back in alignment with nature. You got to become natural as hell. All right? If you really want to restore body back to health, and this thing don't take forever. Now, if you want to maintain health forever, then you need to stick with it. It's something that you don't give up after 30 days. You got to stick with it. You can't say, well, I'm going to wash just this one time this year and I'm going to be clean the whole year. No, you got to wash daily to keep your body clean. So if you want to have health, you can't think just because you ate right one day, that made a big change. Or you ate right 30 days, that's all needed for the rest of your life. This is a lifestyle change. If you really want to live a long life that doesn't have you broken down, sick and diseased this whole life, you don't want to be taking medicine, herbs, and supplements every day of your life. Can't go nowhere without your big tote bag of pills and potions. You don't want to be locked down to medical treatments and have to go to a doctor every couple of weeks. That's not what we want. Now let's look at a little bit about this situation I was telling you about, how your cell. Let's talk a little bit about the cells, because we got about 16 minutes left, and I want to share this information with you where you can really know more about the science behind this thing. Because like I said, we got a bunch of parakeets going on. They're just passing on, hey, you better take the vaccine. You better take the vaccine. Do you even know what you're taking? They're telling you on the site, if you read the site, they're telling you straight up that this is not a vaccine. This is a synthetic genetic material. It's a synthetic material that is designed. It's not like regular vaccine. They tell you it's not like normal vaccine. It's a new technology. It's a new technology designed to go into your cell and change what your cell produce. All right. So your cells is what's producing this functioning. It's producing my nails, producing my skin, producing my eyes. Everything that's going on in this body is due to cell expression or cell production. Whatever that cell is designed to do, is going to keep making that type of function. It's going to keep making that type of cell. But when you give that cell a different encoding, you program that cell to do something different. And this is what this vaccine is designed to do. It's designed to change what the cell is producing. It's going to produce something to have a protein spike on the cell. Let's say this is the cell right here, right? This is a normal cell. But this vaccine, when you stick that vaccine into your body, it's going to travel to the cell and change the DNA of the cell, or the mRNA. It's going to change the message in the cell. It's going to change the message. All right, the message. It's going to change the message where now the cell is not going to produce another cell like this anymore. It's going to produce a different cell that got spikes on it. All right, and those spikes are going to look like a virus, or it's going to look like an abnormal cell. This is what you call cell mutation. You're mutating this cell into a rogue cell, or this cell now is cancerous. It's not performing what it was supposed to perform. So it's a mutation now. And so the body is going to respond to this mutation. All right. So a healthy cell, the immune system will not come and attack. Because see, you got phagocytes and leukocytes that will come and engulf that cell and digest it and get it out of the body. This is where the body is attacking itself. It's eating off of dead cells, or eating away mutated cells or cancerous cells. So a healthy cell will not get a response from the immune system, but a cell with some other type of growth on it that shouldn't be growing off of it, that it wasn't supposed to be in this area, it can detect that. And so it got this crazy looking spikes coming off of it. The immune system is going to come and attack it. So how is this creating immunity when we're causing mutation in our cells? You know, this is new technology. I can see where they think that will work, but it's like trying to put out a fire by creating a fire. Stopping a fire by going ahead setting a fire now. Well, we're not going to have fires in your house because we done set it ablaze. Yeah, I guarantee I'm not going to have my house burned down because you done burned it down. Now my body is now producing these so-called spike mutated cells. Now, if we look in science, we'll see that in the book, it tells us about apoptosis. That's programmed cell death, where your body is programmed to kill itself when it becomes toxic, or if there's a cell that is produced that is not a healthy cell, it'll automatically die off itself. This is what they call apoptosis. Now, necrosis is when, like, say for example, you know, I hit my hand and I destroy tissues up in this front right here. I destroy all these tissues from doing damage. Now, those are dead, broken up cells now, and they have to be taken away. They have to be digested, removed, and new cells are going to come and take that place. But they have to be removed. Like you have a fire in your house and you got all this bad material in there. You got burnt smoke, ash, and all type of stuff. So you got contractors that's going to come in there. They're not going to just build on top of this ash and all this burnt stuff. They're going to have to go in there and tear out all that old stuff. Take away them old burnt boards. Take up all that old sheetrock that got smelt and smothered on it and all that stuff. So they got to come in there and take out all the damaged stuff. So this is what's going on in the body of necrosis. Necrosis is the taking out. That's those workers that come in there and engulf. The immune system will come in and eat away. The immune system is your powerhouse, y'all. Y'all just don't know, man. You got to learn that immune system. Your immune system is stronger than these people making you think. All right. So how can I build up an immune system? You know, they're saying our immune system is weak anyhow. So how is it going to respond to all this poison that they're just dumping into our body? That's what's weakening our immune system, because our immune system have to respond to everything that comes in there, foreign or domestic. If there's toxins being created in your body, your immune system is going to protect. It's not going to sit aside and just let anything come in. It's going to respond to every poison that is generated within. Endogenous toxins, that's what they call that, endogenous toxins. Exogenous toxins are those toxins that are created from without. Now let's look at these cell mutations. If I sit there and keep scratching my hand over a period of time, or if I go out there outside and just keep scraping it on the concrete, it's going to have damage going on. I'm going to be damaging cells, tissue. Yeah, death of the cell. I'm going to be damaging the tissues on my skin, cell tissue, skin tissue. Now, my hand is going to adapt to that constant irritation. It's going to get hard. That's that adaptation. It's going to adapt and become hard. So this cell is no longer making soft, baby-like, flesh. It's not making that baby like, my hands here, I don't do much work. You can see it's soft like a baby. I might got some hardening going on in my mouth because I talk a lot. But my hands are soft. They're like baby's butt, But that's because I don't irritate them. I don't do no harm to them. So the cells don't have to adapt to damage. But a guy who's out there using his hands all day, working on cars and cutting and tearing up his hand, his cells are going to identify that he need to protect the body, it need to make stronger skin tissue, some hard skin tissue. Now that hardening is what we call calluses. So this is a mutation. It's mutated from soft baby-like skin to hard skin. This is the mutation. Now that mutation is good to protect your hand, but here it is, you got ugly hand and your hands don't bend because that calluses just got it hard. And if you try to bend it, it hurts. Now imagine if this is in the stomach. You're sitting there eating food that irritated. Now you got one man who eat food that don't cause no irritation in his stomach. He's eating under conditions that don't cause irritation in his stomach. So here it is, his stomach never have to mutate or adapt to the irritation. Because see, my hand had to adapt to the irritation. That's an adaptation. Mutation is adaptation. My cells adapted to my constant practice of irritation. I kept irritating. That's an adaptation. So imagine when the lungs have to adapt to constant air pollutants. The kidneys got to adapt to constant drink poison. The digestive tract have to adapt to constant irritating food. So these, the lungs got to expand to bring in oxygen and to expel to get out carbon. But a hard lung can't do that. Yes, you got to put down them Oreos, even though a lot of people tend to eat them because they still vegan. They say, hey, he's vegan. French fries is vegan, but boy, it's toxic for the human body. So we got to look at it as we have to stop all things that are irritating. Any irritation will produce inflammation. Constant inflammation will cause a mutation or hardening in whatever area it is. Now that hardening will eventually to a degeneration or that metamorphosis or that cancerous state. Cancer is that hardening, where in that change of function, where now lungs don't breathe in no more. It just defends itself from constant irritation. The kidneys don't filter out other toxins anymore because it's too hard trying to protect itself from the irritations that keep irritating it. The colon no longer can, move food and squeeze food down the system, any type of peristaltic motion, because now it's the colon and the digestive tract is too hard because it had to put up with hot sauce. It had to put up with all the spicy food, these different spices, and these different toxic foods that have been sitting in our stomach rotting. So it takes for us to change our habits and protect our body. We got like 5 minutes left. I want to thank everyone who came to our show and who constantly come to our show and learn the ways of health. We got a lot of different topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be showing you some more natural approaches to health as you constantly come and watch our video. If there's an issue that you're suffering with personally, you need to give us a call at 912-227-9335. If it's something that you want us to help you address, we can help you address those without the use of medicines. If you're on medicine and you wish to get off those medicines, let us help aid you in helping your doctor remove you off those medicines. If you're plugged up the machines that's keeping you, that your crutches, that's keeping you, moving around, let's work on ways to get you off that. The body has, if it can mutate into, adapt to, your toxic lifestyle. What if you create a good lifestyle? It will mutate back. You see an individual, when he stopped working on cars, his hands become baby fresh again, right? So if the cell is not constant under that irritation, if the irritation is moved, then the inflammation is moved. If the inflammation is moved, then the hardening, the mutation is moved. The body will mutate back to whatever environment you put it in. So let's put the body in a clean, healthy environment. And natural hygiene teaches you how to set your environment up for success. Let us teach you natural hygiene every Tuesday here on Natural is Health. Every Tuesday. So you need to set your clock, 30 minutes ahead of time and say, hey, I got to get to Facebook. I got to get to YouTube, and I got to get to ATR Media platform where I can be ready to listen to Natural is Health on ATR Media. And you need to be telling your friends and family, man, this guy out there, man, he's talking about natural ways of getting yourself healthy. He keeps talking about you don't need medicines, you don't have to die of diabetes, you don't have to die of high blood pressure. There's natural ways to heal yourself, and not natural ways in talking about medicine, herbs, and supplements. You got Ms. Hall say, I'd like for you to share with us what your dinner looks like one day. Show us what a typical meal looks like for you. Not a problem. We will have many of those up here. We're going to show you how to produce salads. As a matter of fact, we got a show coming up that's talking about salads, getting you to understand what a salad is. Because some of us think macaroni salad is healthy. Some of us think a shrimp salad is healthy. Chicken salad, filled with mayonnaise and stuff like that. We think those pasta salads are salads. So we tend to go after the salad so much, thinking that they are ideal for us, but they're not. And we want y'all to stay tuned with us for our next show, which is Alicia Blakely, a part of the ATR Media family, always bringing great information. I want to tell y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. You just don't know how much it means that y'all interacting with me and that y'all receiving and listening to this information that I was entrusted to share with the world. Natural is the Health every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Thank y'all. I am so thankful. So have a great week. Until next week, best of health and happiness.